right. Okay. All right, people. Let's see. Add to spotlight. Oh, I could add people to the spotlight. Okay, I did not know that I could do that. Okay, I'm gonna remove you. All right. Oh shit! Not, don't remove her. Remove spotlight. Okay. All right. So, who wants to go first with the questions? If anybody wants to ask questions, just join the Zoom chat, and there you'll be able to ask questions. Who wants to go first? Raise your hand.
Hey,
Who's talking?
um,
Is
hey
this
T.
Hey? Hey T. Okay, let me put you in the
Yeah,
spotlight right here. Uh,
okay.
add a spotlight. Okay. All right. So what's going on? Oh,
So what's going on? So I want to some like dating advice for people that have just come out of like some sort of relation. Would you say they should like be on online dating apps or things like this?
okay. So for people who are recently single, correct?
Yes, yes, when they're just like out of something, but there's like no no attachment, nothing. They just like need to like be back on the dating scene and like is online dating like a good thing or is it not
Well, it
something
depends,
we
right?
should
It
be?
depends. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be very direct with you. How are you like? I'm gonna be honest. Online dating is best for people who, if you're average looking, I would prefer you meet people in real life, to put it the nicest. Like because if you're average looking, people are gonna treat you ugly. Even if you're above average, they're
Mm,
gonna treat you bad. So if you are in a good emotional state, then do online dating. But if you're in a insecure state, you don't know your worth, you don't know what you could do. Well, when you use online, people are gonna treat you like you're uglier than you really are. So with that, it's much better to meet people in real life because you're gonna get more realistic feedback. You're gonna have a foundational base of confidence based on realistic feedback. With online, you develop unrealistic feedback from people because they just treat you like a pixel, you know? Like they it's like
mm,
it's a difference between somebody recommending you to a job versus you applying for that job in an online board, right? Like they treat you more serious, even if
yeah.
you have the same resume. The fact that they met you through somebody else, they will treat you more seriously. The person with the better resume, no matter how good the resume is, because they know somebody else, they're not going to treat that person with as much seriousness. So that's why it's always better to meet people through real life situation because you're just going to be treated better. It's like you got to treat yourself like a job application. Like it's much better to get introduced by somebody in the company than by you sending a random application. That's what you're doing with online dating.
But life is difficult now for this. I think, like for me, like I travel so much and I'm always everywhere, and I don't find it easy to have people around me to like really connect in real life. And I go dating online, no, through apps, and I meet people in real life, but I don't like them. So I'm always just like,
Well, you want to
okay,
know
I
why
have
you don't
to
like
force
them?
myself.
No, no, you want to know
What's
why you
that?
don't like them? You want to know why you don't
I'm
like
not
them?
sure. I
Because
don't
you don't know
actually
them.
know why.
I know why. Because you don't know them long
Okay.
enough. Like when you meet people in real life, you know
Yes.
them for a
Yes.
long time. So even that fat dude who you
Yes.
may not like, because you see him every day, all of a sudden his little fattiness
Yes.
turns into cuteness. Like, and that's
That's
the
true.
issue. Is that when you meet people through online, you have immediate judgments,
Yeah.
and it's unfair, but that's just how the human brain works. But when you meet them through real life, like you could that's why whenever you see an ugly ass dude with a hot ass chick, I could promise you that dude
Uh-huh.
knew her for a long time and he caught her at the right time and and they call it the exposure effect. The more you see them, the more you end up liking them. In fact, that's how you end up dating
Yes.
people who are not your type through seeing them
Wow.
every single day.
Oh my God. It makes
You
sense
know?
because this is how, like, the last people that I've liked, I just knew them from online. And, like, I was, like, following them on Instagram, etc. And then I was, like, so into this guy. But it suddenly occurred to me, that I liked him. But what you're saying is so true. Like, people that I meet once, I'm like, I don't want to see them again. So for me,
Yeah.
it's so
But
challenging because,
mhm.
Yeah,
Well, because like
because
that's just
I
how
need
people
someone.
date. You know, like they,
Mm,
this is you're doing this because that's what the environment is giving you. But the problem is that we didn't evolve in these environments. You knew people your whole life back then. Like, and
mhm.
even if you didn't know them your whole life, like for example, if somebody's visiting from another country or another city, first of all, they're not going to be from too far away, so they're going to have similar customs. And then even when people visited, they stayed for a long time because it took like a fucking week or a month to visit places. So
Wow.
we're just so used to the high turnover rate, and we're not
Hmm.
noticing that the reason you don't like people is just that you're not giving them a chance. Like honestly, like
Yeah,
this is
but
why I tell
my
people
God. Yeah.
like even casual sex, you could fall in love through casual sex because at least with casual
Yeah.
sex, you're having there's a reason to see them every day or at least every few times a week, and eventually
Hmm.
you end up liking them. Like you end up the person who you never thought you liked, you end up liking them. Like that I find that to be the best thing because a lot of the times when you
Yeah.
end up liking them, it's not because of trauma because you didn't like them in the beginning. And usually when you like people from
Yeah.
the beginning, it's usually trauma or maybe you're reacting to sadness and because you're so sad, you like them. But when you don't like people from the start and then you end up
Mhm.
liking them, you can rest assured it's natural and it can last longer that way.
Yeah. And it's more real, I think. It's
Yeah,
more
it's more
real.
real. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, it's not superficial because
mm,
this is where you see
mm,
weird relationships where you'll see a 20-year-old girl with like a 30-year-old guy when that girl usually doesn't date guys in their 30s. But because she knew that guy for a long time, she got to know his character. Her defenses were down because he
mm.
wasn't trying to hit on her. And one day she wakes up and she's like, "Oh wow, he's cute. Even though he has a wife, he's cute." You know, like you just that
Oh
ends
my
up
gosh.
happening.
Yeah. Oh my
But
gosh. Yeah.
seriously, like think about it, right? You'll say, "I'll never date a married guy,"
Yeah.
but then you meet a guy at work and you guys hang out, you guys get along. Over the months,
Mm.
it just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like this. It's true. Now, for me, I feel like it's more comfortable for me to just wait and be on my phone, on my computer, and just see who I like from there because I've dated so much. Like, I've been using apps all the time, and I've tried this casual dating thing, but I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah, but that's it.
I don't know
That's
if
because
I
it's
need
not
to motivate
natural.
myself. I don't know if I need to continue today. But like you're saying, like, okay, if I don't like a guy, do I force myself to see him again
No,
just
no,
because
it's
probably to grow?
my
Yeah.
love. You don't try to date. It's just socialize. You get what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
things fall
Mm-hmm.
into place when you focus on socializing and dating. They
Mm-hmm.
fall into place because for one, when you're
Yeah.
just socializing, you get to see who that person really is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though you shouldn't judge how a person will be as a boyfriend by how they are as a friend. Those are two completely different things, you know. But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of see some habits. So you
Mm-hmm.
might want to just be more social, you know. Like as a woman, all you got to do is just be there, like just be there, like exist like a fucking plant, like and like if
Yeah.
things happen, you know. So don't try to date, just be social and trust me, guys, dicks would just like fucking grow out of the root, like fucking like like weeds. They just grow and be there. You're like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by dicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's never really been. I am really like difficult for liking a guy. I don't often like a guy, so for me, it makes it even more like I take even more time to actually get with someone again because I just look at them, but like I don't know. But I
That's
think now
fine.
I'm gonna try online dating, like meeting people from the internet, not like
No.
dating.
How old are you, by the way?
Mm.
How old are you?
32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's there are some websites that you want to use more than others, right? Like for example, Hinge is good for serious people.
Okay.
Hinge. Don't use Tinder.
Yeah.
Bumble is like the middle ground. Um,
Bamboo. Hinge is
yeah, but
complicated. I think Hinge to use you have to fill in a lot of information about yourself.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's good for everyone.
Well, the guys who are
Some
not
people
willing
don't
to
have
put in
much
the
to
work.
say.
Well, I mean, like you want someone who wants to put in the work. Look, you got to
Mm,
treat the online dating like your side hustle. It shouldn't be the main hustle, right? You got to see that as like
mm,
your fucking tarot card reading to your career, right? Like
mm.
meet people in real life. Don't substitute being social with online dating. That's how you become creepy, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Mm, that's for me.
Well,
That's that's my challenge at the moment is like, okay, what do I do? I go on a day, okay, and then it's the same story. It's like, okay, let's just keep on just okay trying,
well,
but oh my God.
it's like okay, like we go to a bunch of interviews for a job. Why? Because you
Mm,
value having a good job. Like it's the same thing with your partners. That's even more important. Like that's even more important,
yes.
honestly. Like I just don't understand. I'm not talking about you, but in general, why people want this to be easy when in other areas of life that's less important, they put all the effort. Like, oh, but it's just dating. No, that's important because that's who you're gonna die with. That's who you're gonna have kids with. Like you gotta make a good decision here, man. You only have a few bullets in the chamber, so it's kind of like, yeah, you gotta take this serious.
Mm, it's true. No, that's how I feel at the moment. But I don't know. And then the last guy, he was for me he was really far. He was in the States and I had like a distant relationship which I never believed in before. But with
Hmm.
him it was so good. Like I really liked it.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rule. I personally I don't recommend it, but there's always an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
because for me, I didn't used to want this. I used to say, "Oh, you have to like get a guy that can bring you like like your coffee, anything like this." And this, but like when I met this guy and I decided I liked him, like it was good, even with the
That's good.
distance. Like, cause yeah,
Well,
cause then
it
if
has
you're
to do with
emotionally, yeah,
it has to do with the person's character. Like it pretty much comes down to that.
yeah,
Like if the person has the maturity and takes relationships
yeah,
seriously, they'll work out. But again, it's just that like you don't know who you're really picking until you see them behave.
yeah. I
It's
mean, eventually you have to also right. You have to get together. You can't just stay far after a long time of dating online. You have to like eventually become together in the real life, right?
yeah. No, I totally agree
That's
with
me
you.
anyway. Yeah,
All right, man. Anytime
that's
you got to talk, let me
it.
know. And yeah, good luck. Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Mm.
All right, people. Who's next? Who's next? Next victim.
Natasha,
All right, Natasha. Where are you, Natasha? Let me find you right here. Let me remove her. Remove Natasha.
I'll
Remove
be really
spotlight.
quick.
All right, one second. Put in. Okay. Let me put you in here. Oh fuck. All right. So what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. You?
I'm well, thank you. So I've been dating a guy for about 2 years,
Uh huh.
and we're having the same disagreement because I've been to his house, I've been to his place, hanged out at his, but he's yet to been
Mm-hmm.
to my place, so he feels like I'm maybe hiding something, and I just feel like it's not progressing between us because he's never invited me to meet his friends or his family, but he's saying as soon as he's been to mine and he sees where I live, because he feels it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of weird and it's strange that he hasn't been to my place, then he will introduce me to his friends and family. But I
Wait,
just feel
wait,
like it's
wait.
a cop out.
Um, wait. Repeat that again. Sorry about that. He doesn't want to see your family. He doesn't want to go to your place. What do you mean by that?
No, sorry. So he hasn't been to my place. He does want to come, but I'm yet to invite him to my place. And then
He
I've
doesn't want to
also
go.
said to him, he does, but I just feel a bit like embarrassed where I live, kind of thing. That makes
Why?
sense. I just feel like where I live, my apartment block I live in, like the neighbors, yeah. So I will eventually invite him, but I've yet to invite him. So every time we have a disagreement, this same argument comes up
Hmm. He
because I
brings
feel
up the
like he's
fact
not
that you don't.
taking me.
He brings up the fact that you don't invite him to your place.
That's correct, yes. And then I
And
bring up the fact that he hasn't introduced me to his friends and family. And he
how
says,
long?
once
How long you known him for?
we've known each other for years, many, many years, but we just reconnected and just started dating
When did you guys reconnect?
about about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
And he still has to introduce you to families and friends.
Yeah, I know.
Put the ice cream
So
down. One
he's
second.
saying reason being because I haven't invited him to my place and he feels like maybe I'm hiding something.
What?
So you guys are not good at communicating. Like you guys have to talk honestly because that's wild. That's crazy.
My friends just feel like he's wasting my time. So,
Honestly, I will break it off. Break it off because guys want to show you off. All right.
mm,
I don't know what his issue is. That he doesn't want to show you off. But if he doesn't want to show you off, you can tell him to fuck off, right? Because like a guy shows off his woman to his family and friends. It's a show off. Like it's like a
mm,
car show, you know. So if he doesn't
yeah.
do that, that's a red flag. Don't even try to find out. Find someone else.
He's just saying once that he's been to mine and he's seen where I live and my environment, then he'll introduce me to his friends and
That's
family.
creepy. Well, what the hell? What is he? A murderer? Like honestly, that's crazy.
So you just think it's an excuse.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Not one time a guy says, "Man, she hasn't taken me to her place. I can't invite her over to this party." That's not how that works.
Mm, okay. I appreciate it, your
Yeah,
advice.
man. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm just going to break it. He's a bad communicator. He's inconsistent as well.
Yeah. Call him right now, live, so we can hear it.
He's probably waiting for an answer, in all honesty.
Oh, for real? Wow, that's not good. That's not good.
I know.
But yeah, look, man,
He
you
is
can you
very
you can't
inconsistent.
you can't accept it because this is something you're accepting. You're accepting
Mm,
this. You know,
I've
like it's good
accepted
that
it
you
for
wake.
way too long.
It's good that you're waking up now, but you're a little too late, man. You got to get to this conclusion a little sooner. If after 2 or 3 months they don't want a relationship, or they don't introduce you to at least one friend, get the fuck out. Yeah, get out.
Exactly. I've only spoken to maybe his niece on video call, but that's it. I haven't met her.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah. Red flag if there's ever been a red flag. All right?
But then he's also explained, so just one more quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
explained the situation to his friends and family. Well, not his family, his friends saying, oh, I'm dating this girl and she hasn't invited me to her place. And their friends have said, oh, maybe she doesn't like you or she has someone else. So he has that in his head as well.
Well, you know what? You don't want to be around that circle. That's a crazy circle.
Mm,
They're the type of people that if he hits you, they'll say, "Oh, he hit you? Why did you get in the way? Why did you let him hit you? You know, what did you do to get like they'll be on his side. Look, sometimes the universe is telling you something, you know?
yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I appreciate your advice. Thank you.
Yeah, man, let's get to these conclusions a little bit sooner next time. You know?
Most definitely.
Yeah, get there sooner, all right?
And you will.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Natasha, thank you. All right, who's next? Next victim. So you gotta be careful here. Because if you bite it wrong, the whole thing falls down. It's like playing that game. What's that game of where you take things off? It's kind of like this. You gotta be careful. Mm. And you could taste the coconut too. Father Alex loves coconut. Mm. Oh, that's good. Oh my god, coconut. Oh my lord. All right, who's next? Next
Hi,
victim.
Alexis.
Hey, you gonna ask a question?
Yeah. So, is it okay if I
Wait,
introduce?
wait. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, let me put you here. Um, and okay. All right. So what's going on?
So, I have two teenagers, and I was wondering, like, is it okay if I introduce them to people? Like, I'm trying to date, but you don't want to. I don't want to introduce them too soon, or not introduce them at all. Sorry, I'm a mess. But isn't it important that we let a person know that these are the important people in my life, and or should I like wait 6 days?
Well, you should let them know that you
And then
have kids.
okay,
Like, I don't think you should hide it,
well,
but eh,
what's in my bag? What the heck? It's something in here. I'm sorry. So you said let them know I have kids, but don't
yeah, let them.
introduce them, right?
I mean, yeah, you usually introduce kids after like a few months.
There's something in there. Okay. What about my parents?
After a few months, after like
What
5 months or so of dating them.
like a dinner date or something where you meet
Well,
my mom?
you show them, um, you show them that that you like them, and like after like after they've proven themselves to you, you kind of know this. When you know it's getting serious, that's when you introduce the family.
Okay, so it's got to be getting serious. That's not sex. That's more like 90 days with a ring, or
Yeah, that type of shit.
yeah, then introduced to mom. I wanted to show you something I made, Alexis. I like your
What?
artwork, and I covered this. So it was a painting already. And I kind of
Wow.
added all of this color to it. And then we had kind of decided it looked like water. Because I tried to go for a Paris thing, but and it
That looks
kind of looks
great.
into like a different other side of the world. Thank you. I thought you would like it. I appreciate your advice,
No,
Alexis.
that's horrible,
Um,
horrible, horrible. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. It looks great. It looks great.
Thank you for noticing. And I just want to keep the faith, like taking people to church. How do you say I'm not getting down with you unless you profess the blood? Because so
Like,
many people have so many different things going
what do
on.
you mean? Like
What do you think?
Jesus?
Yeah, bless the Lord Jesus, like Jesus. Like if they don't
Uh,
say, I mean, you check their teeth, you check their ID, you want to know who they are. And so you wonder, like, what is your relationship like with God? Do you
yeah,
accept the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? Because there's, also, like you said, meditation brings us into almost like a Buddhist type environment. And it's okay to learn different things. I just don't want to get in a relationship and then find out that he's not into Christ like ways at all.
well,
And I end
again,
up in a
guys will convert to freaking Buddhism, Judaism, Islam for poom poom. So you got to be careful, man. Guys, in fact, religion was made for guys to get laid. So they'll use that against you.
oh my. Well, thank you so much. I'll take
Yeah,
that
no
into
problem, man.
consideration.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I have a question.
What?
Hi. So
One second,
like
one second, one
I would
second.
love
Give me a second.
your okay.
All right. So what's your question?
So like I would love your like insight on the situation. So like I've been talking to this guy long distance for about a month. We actually met in person and spent like a week before like deciding to continue the long distance. Like every day, I was in like Nigeria and I came back to New York. So
Hmm.
in the beginning, like he's been consistent, like always FaceTiming me every night, like texting throughout the day. We have serious conversations, really showing like his emotional investment, and like sometimes we talk up to an hour and plus. But then it felt like we were building something real, and we also talk about serious things, and he showed like a lot of emotional investment overall. But then like about a week or two ago, like he got sick and like he went quiet for a whole week. And like that week, like I kept checking in on him, but he really didn't respond or update me. So when we finally spoke, like he admitted that, oh yeah, I should have like texted you. But he was like in a hospital. So I was like, okay, like that's cool. And like you didn't say anything the second time, like after like a whole weekend. And like so after that, things like fell off for me. But over the
Hmm.
weekend, he went quiet again, basically barely communicating. And I was like, then I didn't answer and then when I didn't answer his calls for a few hours, he got upset with me and called me out for being distant. But he's the one who ignored me all week. So on top of that, when I finally picked his call, he was very passive aggressive, and then quickly got off the phone quickly after I told him I wasn't in the mood for like a FaceTime because we always FaceTime, but
Hmm.
somehow like he wants to FaceTime, and I was like, I'm not in the mood. I'm revoking that privilege. You don't get to see my face because like I know who I am. And he was like, oh, I don't do tit for tat, but like it felt like I don't know. I felt like he was projecting because I've been super understanding and communicative the whole entire time. Like during the week of him in the hospital, but like a simple text would go far away because literally I was just concerned about your health and like even spoke to our mutual friend, like, hey, can you check on this guy? But at this point, I'm feeling like he broke my trust by how he handled things. So I've been pulling back to protect my peace and avoiding overextending myself. And like that's what I learned from like your videos. Like, you know what, like go silent, see how he behaves. So it's been like it was over like probably like 5 days. He didn't reach out, and then like I
Hmm.
know my value, so I'm not internalizing this as like a me problem, but I see it for what it is, emotional immaturity on his part and whatnot. So yeah, so that's where it was. And then like I refused, like I was like, all right, you want to play this game? I'm not gonna reach out to you at all. So yeah, that's like where we are.
Yeah, people like that, it always ends the same. They don't like you as much as they say they do. It's just that simple. Like it's really that
But
simple.
wait, there's more.
Okay, what are you selling
There's
me
more.
something on
So
TV? Okay.
no, no. I just wanted to give you like a second just in case you wanted to like say anything
Yeah. Yeah.
between. So I was like, okay, bet. Like it's like either like okay, like maybe he was in a hospital. So I was like, okay, that's understandable. But the thing is, like, I don't care. Like if you're in a hospital, you're not on your phone. Like you're on your phone. You're not. There's not much you can do. He had like malaria. But so then like later on, like when he didn't reach out for me after that weekend, like after he like tried to like blast me saying like, why aren't you answering my phone calls? Like, when I waited like a couple hours, I was busy. He then comes back and calls me like literally like yesterday. He's like, I'm so sorry. I have to admit, like, like I didn't prioritize your feelings, like
Oh, so he's
your
sending
like,
you mixed
feelings during that
signals.
time. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, but like he returned back to his consistency, right? Because like
Yeah,
he realized his
yeah.
mistake.
Look, man, he's like a fucking Pokemon evolving into different forms, never sticking to one thing.
Yeah.
Like that is again, this is too unpredictable. Relationships are not good when it's unpredictable. People are not healthy when they're unpredictable. And
Mm-hmm.
this type of unpredictable behavior is something that eats away at you over time. When you expose
Oh,
yourself. You got to
I
get at yeah.
suffered that week.
Yeah, it's
But
not
let
the
me
lemon
let
is
me just make something clear. That entire time, I started feeling off. That entire week, like no, like literally, like we were talking for a month straight. Like I came back, I was like, I don't even know if we're gonna continue. He's the one who's been consistent. Every day he's texting me. Every evening he's calling me. But then that week when he felt sick, he admitted to being like, oh, you know what, honestly, I took it, internalized it. I've never been sick in the hospital like this. I should have texted you, I should have checked in on you. I was like, yo, I was like, I don't care. Like I maintain my cool. At the
that's
end of
not
the
an
day, like
excuse. I'm sorry. Listen to me, man.
it's
When
not
you're
an
sick,
excuse.
when you're no, but I'm just saying on his part. When you're sick, you
Hmm.
feel lonely. That's one of the things
Yeah.
about being sick. And so a natural human reaction is not to well, it is to isolate from your friends. That's true. They
Or the,
isolate
the
from
girl you're talking
acquaintances,
to.
but with the woman you're
Hmm.
seeing, you want to be around her. So
Mhm.
that's even worse. So you trying to tell me when you die, you're not gonna want to see me? You're gonna forget about me? Get the
You
fuck out
like
of here, man.
I swear, because I'm like, realistically, if you think about it, like, this is the moment where you should want to lean on me to, like, I'm here
Exactly.
for support. And then he, like, we had this whole conversation. He was like, no, like, honestly, you are completely right. He just took advantage of me because he, like, he literally, I kid you not, Alex, he bounced back on, like, Monday when he got out of the hospital. He tried to call me, like, hey, like, yeah, like, I'm finally home. Like, oh, like, nothing happened. I was like, ain't no way we're playing that game. So that's why I was like, literally, like, seriously, if you're going to behave that way, honestly, I'm pulling back because I'm revoking FaceTime privileges. I'm gonna go quiet. I didn't, like, I didn't do that typical thing of like talking, oh, sending him a long text, blah blah blah. The only time when I like said something to him, it was when I was concerned, checking, like, hey, let me know if you're okay, because like, I know malaria can be bad and stuff like that. And you didn't do that, but he came back saying, like, honestly, this is not even me. I even clown guys who behave like some of my friends who behave this way. I don't know what happened, but like, I'm very embarrassed. This is not me. I was like, yeah,
So
because
let
you're
me ask you
talking this
this:
whole game.
is this the first time this happened?
First time ever. Like,
Okay.
first time. So
Well,
yeah,
I look. If it's only one time, I will give it one more shot. If he does it again,
yeah.
then it's a pattern.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think
So
it's his pattern because, like, honestly, I'm very intuitive. I'm like, I'm not the type of girl who like sits around waiting for a guy. I don't give a shit because I know I'm the prize at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't treat me accordingly, I'm done. I'm leaving. And like, definitely, like, when I tell you I was going crazy that week, I didn't hear from you. I was just watching all your videos. This is like how I discovered your videos. Like, oh, thank God. Like, oh my gosh, this guy is so right. So like, yeah, so like, literally, thank you because you helped me not fold because I was so ready to fold. I was so ready to be like, hey, like, what's going on? Why are you upset? Like, no, I didn't do any of that. I stood my ground and I stood on business and told him my standards. And if you don't meet my expectations, I'm out, baby.
yeah, and what you're showing him is that I could be sweet and mean if you put me in
Yeah,
that position. It's
yeah.
all about you give people. It's not that you are mean, right? Like,
No, I'm so
but that
kind.
you have yeah, like you're not harmless. You have the
Yeah,
capacity to inflict pain, and
yeah.
guys just need to see that you have that capacity. When they sense
It
it,
pained him. Mm-hmm.
yeah, when they see it, it turns them on. They like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just want to make sure, for maintenance, if he acts up, I'm gonna like go a little bit distance and stuff every once in a while. But like, overall, I kind of see this guy as being my potential husband. So I don't know. Realistically, if you think that we've been talking for, okay, we spent the whole week together, we never did anything. We just, like, like, kiss and stuff. He even came. How I knew he was serious about me, like my going away dinner. He came
Mhm.
and he paid for everyone. Like, he paid for the whole dinner and stuff like that.
Wow.
And he's like, literally, yeah, he's like, I was like, this, I was not expecting that, but it's like kind of common in Nigerian culture to like, okay, take care. Because I didn't invite him because I just met him. He's like, oh no, I want to come. Like, it was just about, it was supposed to be my girls, and like one of our mutual friends guys came, and like he decided to just pay. And another thing, like, he's like so like, like, very attentive to my needs, like very helpful. So I don't think it's like any bullshit he's trying to do. So realistically, like, I'm just like looking like at his move for more and more just to see like where this is gonna line. Because realistically, I think he could be like a potential husband.
Well, let's find out. Don't make a conclusion yet. Keep your options open, even if it means not him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my whole roster. I was like, let me get this back. Like, I cannot put all my eggs in one basket again.
Yeah, man. You can't do that, man. You can't. Yeah. Let me see something. 1 second. Okay. Haha. Okay, girl. Who is she
Thank
trying to convince? Hey, Izzy. Is it your next?
Convince how? Say with your chest.
Oh boy, here we go. Well, she said, "Girl, who are you trying to convince? So she clearly doesn't believe you.
As in how?
I don't know.
Believe me, how?
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't even
her.
care. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you gotta ignore. I don't believe her. And look, man, hey, FA, stop starting drama, okay? All right,
You're
Michelle.
literally
Any
starting
other
drama.
question? I'm gonna put someone else, Michelle. Okay.